Greetings, YouTube. Today is the first time I've had an opportunity to film a video since the Rittenhouse verdict, so I apologize if I haven't gotten to it sooner. I didn't know when the Rittenhouse trial was going to be over, but I knew I would eventually be doing a video about it. As you probably well know by now, Rittenhouse was acquitted of all charges. I think this is a slap in the face of justice and essentially shits on the lives that he took. Rittenhouse, in my opinion, is a murderer. He went to that protest with the intention of killing people. He crossed a state line and illegally acquired a semi-automatic firearm, a full-scale rifle. Lots of people like to use the word assault weapon. I don't like to use that term because I think it's wishy-washy. It means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. When I say that I want to ban a firearm, I don't say I want to ban assault weapons. I know I'm very specific. I say I want to ban semi-automatic firearms. All semi-automatic firearms. I am very specific. It still does not appease the gun nuts and the ammo-sexuals. They still seem to think that I want to shoot their grandmothers and steal their babies by suggesting that maybe civilians shouldn't be carrying firearms designed for armies. But that's just what happens. The prosecution did an incredibly bad job in this case, and the judge did everything short of performing oral sex on Rittenhouse in that courtroom. He did everything he could to make a mockery of this case. He did everything he could to make sure that the jury was couched to perceive this trial in a specific light, and that was tailored to make sure that Rittenhouse walked. The defense attorney successfully argued that the victims of Rittenhouse's murderous act could not be called victims. But then they were able to infer that those victims were rioters and looters when those people had never been found guilty of anything. And you're going to say that it's ironic I'm saying that because Rittenhouse hasn't either, because Rittenhouse's trial was a joke. There was no way he was ever going to be found guilty of anything in that courtroom with that judge, with that jury, with that prosecutor, and that defense team. He was handed a get-out-of-jail-free card by the white supremacist legal system. It was established as a white supremacist legal system. It has functioned as a white supremacist legal system, and Rittenhouse is now walking because it is a white supremacist legal system. Please remember that law enforcement in America is founded on slave patrols. Our cops were originally slave patrols. Think about that for a minute. Rittenhouse crossed state lines. He didn't have to be there. He was not defending property. There was no property. He owned no property in that state. So he was not defending property. He illegally acquired a firearm in the state he had crossed into. Carried it to a protest with the intent of killing people, period. He didn't go there to defend anything he had no right to defend. He was a threat to the public by being at that protest with a firearm. And yes, you heard me right. You go to a protest openly brandishing a firearm, whether you're on the left or the right, you are a threat to the public. You are showing the public that you are a threat. I've seen people in public concealed carry, and if you're not law enforcement, you're a threat to the public. I've seen lots of people to open carry. You are a threat to the public. Every single time I have seen someone do that, I have perceived them as a threat. Because they are. Because they have the mental state of mind that they are in a danger zone. They are afraid. And when you have an afraid person, the last thing you want to do is hand them a weapon when they are actually not in a situation of violence. and Rittenhouse went to a protest with an illegal firearm, making him a threat to the public, he was no goddamn hero. You cannot claim self-defense when you yourself have become the danger. He created that dangerous situation. You don't get to claim self-defense in that case. The only hero in this situation is the man that went after him with a skateboard. He is a hero. And I may have to block a lot of people for saying that. I've actually had to shut off comments on some of my videos because people have decided that a murderous teen who should never have had that firearm had the right to murder people, and that the guy who tried to stop him with the skateboard was the real bad dude. Yeah. The white nationalist system that we've got performed just as it was supposed to. It protected a white guy's right to shoot people that they view as a threat. And yes, his victims were white. But I think you are well aware that white nationalists view white people that defend the rights of black people as race traitors. I've lost count of how many times I've been called one of those here on my YouTube channel because I dare to speak in the defense of black people or brown people or Asian people or Native Americans or gay people or trans people or non-Christians or women. I'm a traitor. I'm a gender traitor, or I'm a race traitor, or I'm a whatever kind of traitor you want to couch me in the terms of. They always seem to have an available term at hand. So Rittenhouse killing 2 people and wounding a third who happened to be white at a protest over the death of a black man is white nationalism exercising its right to destroy race traitors. That's how they perceive this. Rittenhouse never should have been at that protest. He was there to cause trouble. And by carrying an illegal firearm, he became a danger, a threat to the public. And yes, that means that every single Proud Boy, every 3%er, every single solitary person out there who thinks that they are defending the Second Amendment, if you go to a protest with a firearm, you are a threat to the public. And believe it or not, I actually support the Second Amendment. I just don't believe that anyone in America, other than the military, needs a semi-automatic firearm. I don't even think the cops need semi-automatic firearms. I don't want long arms in cop cars. Let them carry revolvers, tasers. Let them be trained in de-escalation. There are solutions to these problems. Allowing 17-year-olds to be at a protest with a semi-automatic battle rifle is not a solution. Well, it's not a solution in a sane society. As far as the white nationalists are concerned, it is a solution. The message is very clear. Shut up, don't protest. Let us continue to kill black people. And if you do protest, we're going to come there, we're going to run you down with our cars, we're going to shoot you with our battle rifles. And we're going to get away with it. So, I'm disgusted, but I'm not surprised.